Chhattisgarh cast its vote today for the first phase of elections in the state, and the unsaid issue on everyone's mind was the same: the ongoing probe into the Mahadev betting app scam, and what the BJP alleges is the Chief Minister's involvement in it. That's why today the Prime Minister also spoke of the investigation when campaigning for phase 2 of the elections in Chhattisgarh, which are to take place in a fortnight from now. Speaking at a rally in Surajpur, the Prime Minister asked why the government of Chhattisgarh had turned the CMO into a betting hub. In fact, he said that what the government had promised was to fulfill all of the promises they had made to the youth of the state. Instead, what they have been given is satta for satta.
मुख्यमंत्री कार्यालय यहां सट्टेबाजों का अड्डा कैसे बना हुआ था? 30% कक्का खुलेआम सट्टा चला रहे थे। आज यहां के मुख्यमंत्री के करीबी जेल में बंद है। छापों में नोटों के बड़े बड़े ढेर मिल रहे हैं जी, सबूत के साथ करोड़ों रुपए पकड़े जा रहे हैं। जो घोटाले का सबसे बड़ा आरोपी है वो टीवी पर आकर कह रहा है कि उसने मुख्यमंत्री को 500 करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा रिश्वत दी है, और फिर भी आपसे वो वोट मांग रहे हैं। शर्म नाम की चीज नहीं है इनको। ऐसे आरोपों से घिरे मुख्यमंत्री को एक दिन भी सीएम की कुर्सी पर नहीं रहना चाहिए। ये आरोप इतने गंभीर है, सबूत इतने सटीक है कि कांग्रेस से अपने मुख्यमंत्री का बचाव करना भी मुश्किल हो गया है।
2 days after the stunning claim by the ED and Mahadev app owner Shubham Soni, both the BJP and Congress have now presented contrasting evidence to bolster their arguments. So let's take a look at each one of these claims one by one and what is the counter to that. First, the Congress claimed yesterday that this vehicle from which cash was caught in Chhattisgarh on the 2nd of November belongs to Brij Mohan Agarwal, the brother of BJP leader Amar Agarwal. To counter this, the BJP has provided documents to show that Agarwal sold the vehicle to a man named Rajiv Singh on the 6th of June itself. Then there is the second claim that Bhupesh Baghel is being pressured now just before the elections in order to make him join the BJP, and there is no real evidence against him. The Saffron Party quoted the confession of Mahadev owner Shubham Soni, who said that he had given 508 crores over a period of time, not just to the Congress or to any functionary, but to the Chief Minister himself. And finally, the argument, what is the proof? What is the proof that the Chief Minister is involved in any way other than the word of people like Shubham Soni, who in themselves are being investigated, who themselves are fraudsters? And for that, the BJP has quoted a recorded voice note, a note that was sent allegedly by Shubham Soni to Asim Das. A voice note that in fact is mentioned in the remand copy that has been submitted by the Enforcement Directorate. So who is this Asim Das to whom Shubham Soni sent a voice note? He is the man who was sent as a courier from Dubai to Chhattisgarh. He is the man who allegedly carried the money to be given to politicians in Raipur. And he is the man who was arrested with 5.39 crore rupees from his hotel, his residence, and his car at the beginning of November. Now, the ED has furnished this recorded voice message, allegedly from Shubham Soni, to Asim Das as a part of the evidence while seeking the remand of Asim Das. Let's listen in to a dramatized version of what this voice note purportedly says.
भाई तू एक काम कर, तू ना अभी के अभी इंडिया निकल। और क्या बोलते हैं, मेरे को ना भयंकर कॉल मैसेजेस आ रहे हैं उधर से पैसे के लिए। तो तू एक काम कर, तू वहाँ निकल। मैं तेरे को नाहवा और रायपुर के ब्रांच से 8-10 करोड़ दिलवा रहा हूँ, तो तू वहाँ पर छुड़वा देना बघेल जी के पास, ठीक है? और क्या बोलते हैं, एक बार बात भी कर लेना कि काम वाम ना बंद हो अपना कोई भी, और बाकी तो मैं करवा दूंगा नेक्स्ट टाइम से। अभी इलेक्शन टाइम चल रहा है ना, तो हो नहीं पा रहा है।
So this is the voice note that ED claims was sent by Shubham Soni to Aseem Das. Now there are a lot of characters here. The main politics, of course, is between the BJP and Bhupesh Baghel, but you'll be wondering who are all of these people. So let's just familiarize you with the main dramatis personae of this scam that extends all the way from Dubai to Delhi to Chhattisgarh. First up, of course, is Shubham Soni himself. All of you would be familiar with him now because he is the man who has put out a video of himself where he claims that I have given 500 crore plus rupees to the Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh and to the Congress party. That man in the yellow t-shirt is Shubham Soni. He's based out of Dubai. He is being investigated. The second person whose name you will hear a lot, who you need to know about, is Aseem Das. Who is Aseem Das? He has been arrested. He was carrying money allegedly from Dubai to Chhattisgarh. He was in Durg at the time that he was arrested on the 2nd of November. The ED has now taken his custody and he was carrying 5 crore plus at the time that he was arrested. Let me quickly read out to you a little bit about what Aseem Das has been quoted as saying. He has been quoted as being the courier between Mahadev app and the politicians in Chhattisgarh. The third person that we are talking about is a man known as Bhim Singh Yadav. Now, Bhim Singh Yadav is a very interesting person because he is a constable in the Chhattisgarh police, but he is somebody who recorded his statement under Section 50 of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, has acknowledged that he made 3 trips to Dubai in 2020, 2021 and 2022. What did he do when he went to Dubai? Apparently, he met Saurabh Chandrakar and Ravi Uppal in Dubai, and Bhim Singh Yadav's expenses for traveling to Dubai were paid by Mahadev app owners. He's a constable in the Chhattisgarh police, but he went to Dubai and acted again as a liaison officer of sorts between Mahadev app and Congress leaders allegedly in Chhattisgarh. And finally, the person we are going to tell you about is again a member of the police in Chhattisgarh. He is Chandrabhushan Verma. He's an assistant sub-inspector, an ASI in the Chhattisgarh police. What do we know about this man? Now, he also was acting as a bridge between Mahadev promoters and Chhattisgarh political executives to ensure protection from the Chhattisgarh police. Now remember what Shubham Soni said, हमारा काम बहुत बढ़ गया था छत्तीसगढ़ में, हमारे लड़के उठाए जा रहे थे, हमें प्रोटेक्शन चाहिए था. प्रोटेक्शन कौन इंश्योर कर रहा था? This man allegedly, Chandrabhushan Verma. And for all those who are saying that suddenly the ED has woken up and suddenly they are arresting people, let me tell you that Chandrabhushan Verma was actually arrested on the 22/8/2023, which is the 22nd of August 2023. So in August itself, Chandrabhushan Verma has been picked up, he's been arrested, and the ED says that he has admitted to his role. He has revealed how he laundered for himself and amassed 6 crore worth of proceeds of crime by way of movable and immovable assets, and he was collecting hawala payments made available by promoters of Mahadev book and distributing it to bureaucrats and politicians for ensuring smooth operations of the betting websites as protection money. So these are the dramatis personae, but at the end of the day, it is still the claims that have been made by the Enforcement Directorate. Is this being used, weaponized in order to take down Bhupesh Baghel, who seems to be winning in Chhattisgarh? Let's take this across to the guest joining us now. We have Tuhin Sinha of the BJP, national spokesperson of the BJP, Tushar Gupta, senior editor of Swaraj, political analyst Lokesh Jindal and Vivek Srivastava. And Tuhin Sinha, it always boils down to this. Why are you bringing it up now? Now you are saying 30 Taka Kaka CMO में आपने betting का अड्डा बना दिया. Why now, if the investigation was taking place for so long?
Good evening, Padmasha. Good evening, everybody. Well, we don't dictate the timing of the ED investigation. You know, If we had a way, probably with the kind of evidence that we have against Hemant Soren in neighboring Jharkhand, he should have ideally been arrested 1 year ago. So we don't have any say on the timing. The ED follows its own process. But, you know, what we are talking about is potentially India's biggest political scam, and all the evidence that we have as of now, you know, hint at a direct association of the Chief Minister. Number one, you mentioned about Asim Das. Asim Das's boss, Shubham Soni. And mind you, the kind of things which Shubham Soni has chronicled, it seems that the CM Bhupesh Baghel was a great talent scouter. He identified a small time, betting guy. He laid a trap and then acquired his business and, asked him to expand in Dubai. Even otherwise, the number of officials who are involved in it, and in one of the channels had a sting where Abhishek Palla, the SP of Bhilai in 2020-2021, has very clearly mentioned that it was a police-guided scam. That it couldn't have happened without complicity of politicians. And also look at the scale of operations. 4,000 panel operators in a small state like Chhattisgarh, each panel operator catering to 200 clients, which means, some 80,000 people were involved. Now, you mentioned Bhim Singh Yadav making trips to Dubai. There are other people who have made trips purely for being trained into carrying out these operations. Could this have happened without administrative and political complicity?
Okay, answer that, Lokesh Jindal.
All the links
and ASI, a constable,
and instead of just 10 more seconds, 10 more seconds, instead of just
10 more seconds. Yes.
Instead of just shrugging it off by saying that it's BJP's habit to, pull it off, during the elections, I think the onus at this point of time is purely on Bhupesh Baghel and his men to put forth an affidavit that whatever Shubham Soni is saying is a lie, that they don't know this guy. But they won't do that because, like I mentioned, the evidence we have is very clinching. It's very direct and very obviously pointing towards the CM's involvement.
Okay, so all the dots are being connected only now, Lokesh Jindal, and it all starts with Shubham Soni, Saurabh Chandrakar. The probe has been going on. Bollywood stars have been investigated. They have been called for why they performed at their wedding, etc. And specifically, let's talk about Chandrabhushan Verma. Arrested in August 2023, and apparently he has already revealed how he laundered for himself 6 crore worth of proceeds of crime by way of movable and immovable assets. He says, I was taking Hawala money from Mahadev app and I was giving it to political executive. This an ASI of the Chhattisgarh police has said.
Padmaja, there are various questions that remain unanswered. First of all, the ED had been probing into this entire issue since last 1.5 years. What did the ED probe into? There was no finding by the ED, but suddenly when the election timetable is out, just before the first phase of polling is about to be conducted, we have the ED coming out with all forms of evidences, trying to tarnish the image of an individual, doing everything, putting the entire model code of conduct and election commission guidelines at the side, only and only to have a politically motivated, manufactured controversy created.
Just told you that the arrest of this ASI happened in August.
On 24th of August itself, the Chief Minister, he had appealed that all these betting apps should be closed down. It is under the Ministry of Information Technology.
Sir, now we are talking about the app. I am talking right now about Paisa Kisko Gaya. When the app was banned is a separate conversation. Let's talk right now about who took the money and who has admitted to taking the money and who has been arrested for taking the money. So far, we have got an ASI who has been arrested. We have a constable who's been arrested. We have a courier who has been arrested. And 2 of them allegedly have admitted, 1 of them has been caught with money.
Padmaja, on what basis do you give such a form of validity to all the claims that have been put forth by people such as Shubham Soni and Asim Das? I don't understand that why is it that the statements given by them, they hold so much of value? They could have been politically motivated. They could have been bribed. They would have made these statements. They have not been proved in the court of law. It has not been adjudicated. But what is happening right now is there is a media trial that is taking place. There is a conditioning that is taking place. A narrative is being set. Politics. In fact, I would say if this is the way in which the center is going to act, it is almost amounting to rigging of elections.
Suddenly, why should we take the word of Saurabh Chandrakar? Why should we take the word of an ASI? Why should we take the word of Bhim Singh or anyone else, Tushar Gupta?
Padmaja, it's funny that Lokesh Jindal is saying that a media narrative is being spun, a media trial is being created against the sitting chief minister, when every night Lokesh Jindal on different channels tries to establish a connection between Adani and the Modi government, tries to peddle a fake narrative, an imaginary narrative that somehow there is some degree of crony capitalism involved between the Modi government and Adani. However, Padmaja, the evidence in this case is quite revealing. Firstly, we are not just looking at an illegal betting app. We are looking at a methodology to reroute money, to launder money into the state. There is evidence by the ED that there were bank accounts created in the names of certain persons. Those persons were told specifically not to operate those bank accounts. Their passbooks were seized. The entire app, the entire game, as it were, was rigged against every player who played it. So if it wasn't to launder money, what it was for?
How do we know that Bhupesh Baghel was taking that money? We have only one way or one piece of evidence, which is the word of Shubham Soni. How do we know Shubham Soni is not lying? How do we know, as Mahua Moitra said in the case of Darshan Hiranandani, he doesn't have a gun to his head? Maybe Shubham Soni has a gun to his head and he is naming Bhupesh Baghel.
No, again, it's about the links that are being established right now, Padmaja. The investigation was not against the sitting chief minister, as Congress is likely to claim, as Lokesh Jindal is claiming. This is not vendetta politics at play. At the end of the day, even in Delhi, when the ED started investigating the liquor policy scam, it wasn't the ED's fault that the roots now go back to the deputy chief minister and eventually perhaps to even the chief minister. So for Lokesh Jindal or for the Congress to say that this is timed with the elections, that it is being done to attack the chief minister, that is not how it is. And in fact, the chief minister last week was making a statement that the CRPF is being used to reroute money into the state. So clearly someone is very nervous somewhere. But again, we have to go by the evidence, whatever is available in the public domain. And clearly, this wasn't an app. This wasn't a betting app. This was a tool to launder money. The question is for who and the founders of this app, who were they working for?
Lokesh Jindal wants to respond, then I'm getting Vivek Srivastava. Yes.
In the Adani case, there was a complete investigation that was put forth before the public with respect to Hawala transactions being done and money being siphoned. Secondly, we all knew that the SEBI chairman, he was made the chief executive of NDTV after it was acquired by Mr. Adani. And why this form of favoritism was taking place, it was unanswered. And BJP, which had dodged these questions, which tried to give a complete cover to Mr. Adani, is right now trying to pin Mr. Baghel only on a loose statement. I mean, this is a mockery, Padmaja. There was a complete evidence that was put forth, name of firms were given, complete money trail was established, but still BJP did not act upon that entire episode that took place. And what is now happening just before the first round of elections, just on a loose statement stated by someone unknown.
No, it is not a loose statement. Let me again reiterate that there are people who have given statements. It's not just Shubham Soni. It is people who are arrested, people who have been quoted here. Vivek Srivastava. Made up?
Yeah, see, now first of all, I'll quote Mr. Tushar, who is speaking right now, and he said, "Abhi established nahi hai, nothing has been established as of now. However, it seems." Now, what is the hurry for the Honorable Prime Minister of India, who is canvassing for the BJP, in Chhattisgarh, to jump the guns and, even start shaming the sitting Chief Minister? It is unfortunate for the Indian democracy. Nothing has come out. ED is also not the court. Nothing has been established. He is the Honorable Chief Minister of a state of the Democratic Republic of India. And look at the Honorable Prime Minister, किस तरह की भाषा का प्रयोग है.
Say the people who coined the famous Chaukidar Chor hai. It's quite rich. It's quite rich. You talk about shame on democracy. You spent all of 2019 shouting Chaukidar Chor hai from the rooftops. But anyway, go on.
So you are justifying the Prime Minister. You are saying that Chaukidar Chor is also good and this is also good. So both are good. So Padmaja Joshi and Times Now is endorsing this language and saying आगे बढ़ना चाहिए. Good. That is your idea. My
I'm endorsing nothing. I'm just pointing out that you found such a crying shame that the Prime Minister refers to the Mahadev app scam. You thought it's a blot on democracy, but you carried an entire campaign on a non-scam and said Chaukidar Chor. I'm just pointing that out. That's all. That's all I'm pointing out. But please go on, finish your point.
No, please don't point out. Let us stick to the topic. Don't try to divert. When the Prime Minister and BJP is on a weak footing, please don't try to divert. The fact of the matter is Narendra Singh Tomar ke ladke ki video is out over there. That is supposed to be farji in the national media. That is supposed to be farji according to BJP. That is supposed to be artificial intelligence generated. And this audio is supposed to be genuine. Still no money trail has been proved that it is going to the chief minister or not. So, I mean, it is just an election gimmick happening. And they are going all out. Nothing is going to come out. And let me tell you one thing. Baghel is a very strong character. He's a very strong man. Now, what the BJP is trying is they are trying to hit two birds with the same stone. One, they are trying to affect the Chhattisgarh election. Secondly, they are trying to give a message to the BJP MLAs and the dissidents, which happens in every party. Look. Baghel won't remain. So you guys better beware. Okay. Whether it is him or somebody else.
Okay, respond to this, Tuhin Sinha. Yesterday, the Congress released a video.
Why did you allow, why is...
Yesterday, the Congress released a video of the son of Narendra Singh Tomar. The BJP said this is a deep fake. If that is a deep fake, even this audio can be a deep fake.
You know, Narendra Singh Tomar's son himself went to the police station and he has filed an FIR asking for investigation into the case. You know, so I think there is a difference in the situation over here. He has gone and filed an FIR asking for investigation, calling it a fake video. Now, you know, the opposition needs to realize that political allegations are never vague. And I'm glad you made them realize that when they accuse Prime Minister of killing democracy, which he has not in the least done, we are within our rights to make allegations, direct allegations against Bhupel. Because like I mentioned, it is not just about Shubham Soni, you know, saying certain things. Shubham Soni has mentioned two officials, one a private staff of Bhupesh Baghel, Vinod Verma, and one Prashant Agarwal, who was the SP of Bhilai. He has mentioned the date, venue of meeting with the CM. So now the onus is upon the CM and the two people mentioned, Vinod Verma and Prashant Agarwal, to disprove, to file a police complaint against this person, Shubham Soni, if they feel they don't know him, if they feel that they are entirely speaking the you know...
So the gauntlet thrown down is that Mr. Baghel should go to the cops.
I don't know why the opposition is so confused.
First of all...
But this is not...
First of all...
This is not the first scam in Chhattisgarh which has a direct link to the Chief Minister's office.
That is the timing you have decided.
And today,
no, there is no direct link whatsoever. Even the videos that even the so-called fake videos that you are giving, even they are saying that शायद Chief Minister को पता था, लेकिन किस extent तक था, शायद ये पता था, नहीं पता था. Just go through the videos, see the language again, and then you'll come to know.
No,
nothing is going to come out. I assure the people, it is an election gimmick. You are doing it. Your timing of this, and your timing of the Prime Minister's speeches only because of the elections of Chhattisgarh. It is an election gimmick, not even a vendetta politics. It is election politics. Nothing more than that. You are just trying to play a game so that the people of Chhattisgarh lose faith in the Congress and in the leadership of Mr. Baghel, and you will not be successful. I'm again telling you, you're going to lose badly. Mr. Baghel and the Congress are coming to power, and the secular parties are going to make a government.
Okay, irrespective of who comes to power, may the best party win, may the best man win, but the independent investigation and its results in themselves are going to be important. Will they hold up any kind of judicial scrutiny? Is there enough evidence to bolster the claims that are being made? That remains important, independent of what the outcome of these elections are. We'll keep a close track. For now, gentlemen, thanks for joining me.